Here we go, and wherever you are watching around the world, on YouTube, on High Spots TV, or on the Wrestling Spotlight channel, on True TV Plus, we thank you for being a part of Glory Pro Wrestling Ascend. The man in the front is Jake Bosche. The man in the back, Scott Stanley. The new guys who have taken Glory Pro Wrestling by storm have a massive opportunity. The challenge was laid after the new guys nearly knocked off the Progress Tag Team Champions, Sanity. The Philly Marino Experience said they've seen them come so close to some big W's and strike a couple, including in the Road Warrior Cup, where they knocked off the Premier in round one and had the match of the tournament with the defending champions in round two. They haven't quite got that defining victory just yet, but one pinfall in this matchup tonight changes everything. But that pinfall is not going to come easy. One of the most dominant tag teams in Glory Pro Wrestling history. One of the most dominant tag teams in professional wrestling today. Hit the Phil Collins. It's the Philly Marino Experience. The man with all the moves, that's Marino T. The big fella, the powerhouse, that's Philly C. 2 times United Glory Tag Team Champions. The 14th and 17th combination to hold those titles. They have 9 total defenses over the 2 reigns, but the most impressive is this: 6 defenses in this reign, including 3 in the Road Warrior Cup tournament to capture that championship as well. The MXM Collection, the new guys, Violence is Forever, Bang and Matthews, Dan the Dad and Cody Lane in a match of the year. The Outrunners have all fallen aside to the Philly Marino Experience. Philly Collins, every time we see him, he is in better shape. He is the Easy Lover, his partner, the Smooth Operator.
United Glory Tag Team Championship.
And Ben's gonna tell you.
Introducing first the challengers, they come straight out of training. The team of Jake Bosche and Scott Stanley, the new guys.
The fans have got behind Scott Stanley and Jake Bosche.
And their opponents from Atlantic City, USA.
And the fans adore Marino T and Philly C. By the way, the Smooth Operator himself, Marino Tenaglia, I saw him in person. We had a little bit of a conversation after his actions at Alpha One Wrestling. Said it wasn't anything personal, although I've still got some questions about what they're doing in relation to Ricky Shane Page and BMD. Of course, you can see that on the Alpha One Wrestling YouTube channel. Great partnership between Glory Pro Wrestling and Alpha One. But Marino T in person looks absolutely as impressive as he does here on Glory Pro Wrestling Ascend. I mean, that guy looks like he's in the gym about 12 hours a day. And it's going to be he and Jake Bosche, the speed of the 2 teams. And this confrontation is going to be between the speeds of sound and light. Jake Bosche is going to have the height and reach advantage. Marino Tenaglia's significant experience advantage. The Philly Marino Experience have been a tag team for 8 years. The new guys essentially still in their rookie season. And I've talked about it before. I was there at the beginning of the Philly Marino Experience. They would make the ride up to Hamilton, Ontario to be a part of Alpha One Wrestling. We'd see them in the back, and you knew there was something special with these two guys. Well, what I saw 8 years ago in the Philly Marino experience is what PME sees in the new guys. As Jake Bosche caught Marino T. Now they'll catch one another. We got a bit of a stalemate. Put the foot down, all right. Marino, first man to get the wrist. Jake Bosche turns him. Little do-si-do. Either man getting the edge.
2, 1, chill out.
Well, Marino pulls him through. Jake Bosche on the other side. Hip lock takeover. And both men back to their feet off the miss on the drop kick. All right. I think there's some serious respect between these two teams. Now, what is this going to be? They lock up left hand. Oh! We saw this back in the Road Warrior Cup. Who is going to get funky like a monkey, baby? To quote the late, great Dusty Rhodes. Backslide attempt from Marino T. Drop kick lands, you heard it clap right off of the chest of Jake Bosche. That was straight boots on meat. As Philly C, cannonball into the corner, elevates Marino T, the tag team specialist, at work, out of the corner, belly-to-belly suplex. Well, I know how hard Philly Collins has worked on that physique. He looks better and better, and he continues to get stronger and stronger. Jake Bosche caught himself. Oh, elevated, landed on his feet. Shotgun drop kick. That'll take Philly C off his feet. And here comes Scott Stanley, the heavy hitter. Jake Bosche elevated up and over to the apron. Boot from Philly C. Elevating with the kick is Bosche. Back body drop by Stanley. Bosche slingshots his way back in. Elbow drop lands. Stanley hooks the outside leg. Count of 2 from Alex Strand. Got one of the best referees in the business for this matchup as well, Alex Strand. As Jake Bosche, standing switch, Philly C shoots him off, and that's going to be Marino T stepping in. Bosche ducks under the right hand. Stanley, oh, cut him out at the leg. Leg drop, guillotine style from Jake Bosche, just got a count of 2. Scott Stanley slid down, cut out the ankle or that right in the kick pad of Marino T to drop him. As Jake Bosche makes the official tag to come back in. Philly C didn't like what he saw going. We got all 4 men in the ring. Knife edge chops from the new guys. We've seen this before. Oh! Marino T took that one for Philly C, but it didn't matter in the end. As the new guys, combination effort, drops the champions. And the champs in some trouble here. Yeah, a little bit too much confusion that time. Too many moving parts in the ring. Count of 2 on Marino Tenaglia. But Philly C was right there to break it up. Scott Stanley stepping right back in. Pop up. Marino T landed from the backside. This time it's the Philly Marino experience on the intercept. Jake Bosche caught in a bad situation. 1-on-2 against the champs. Philly C. Sidewalk slam with the slingshot elbow from Marino T. He'll package him up. Count of 2. Again, great tag team work from the Philly Marino experience.
5 minutes elapsed, 5 down.
They've got more combinations than a fast food menu. All the way up to the top. Philly C. Double axe handle right on the extended arm of Jake Bosche. Doesn't have to be fancy, but it's downright effective. Knife edge chop from Philly C. He'll shoot Bosche across. Oh! The shoulder blades and the neck of Jake Bosche are going to have to be readjusted after he hammered those turnbuckles. I think the ring moved about 3 inches. Rear chin lock from Philly C. Miserable spot here for Jake Bosche. caught with the power of PME. Bosche able to get his way back to his feet. What really works out for Jake Bosche is he's tall and he's long. He's got that long ligament kind of strength, although he's caught this time. Spine buster. That was perfect execution. That was almost all. The Philly Marino Experience looking for their 7th defense in this reign, 10th overall of the United Glory Tag Team titles. As Marino T, right hand and then a knife edge chop. And the smooth operator. Said it for a while, the man with all the moves. There's nothing he can't do inside a wrestling ring. Inside cradle, count of 2. Saw Philly C from the outside put a boot to the rear end of his partner, maybe trying to roll that through. Marino popped up to his feet, drilled Jake Bosche with the clothesline. Took his eyes over to Scott Stanley just for a second. And I think that might have caught that extra split second that Marino needed. Philly C tagging back in, and now we see the expertise of PME. Those quick tags in and out. What PME will have to be careful of is Scott Stanley waiting over on his side of the ring. And when Scott Stanley is at his most dangerous is when he gets that stoic look on his face. That look of intensity. Boot up top from Jake Bosche. Second one for Marino T. Bosche wants to fly. Caught. Sent back to the corner. Oh, great move to flip out of the way of Marino. Belly to back. No. Flying back to the corner. Scott Stanley's in. Dives in with the shoulder block. He suckered Philly C in. Sliding through. Doubles it up. Oh, Northern Lights with a release. Beautiful. Now he's got Marino. Inverted atomic drop. Step up Insigari. Scott Stanley's on fire right now. He's got Marino. Caught, center of the ring. He'll fly. Clothesline. Boy, does he get air on that. Count of 1, 2, and a half. Oh, the new guys, just as we saw in that matchup in the Road Warrior Cup where the titles were on the line, they are pushing the Philly Marino Experience to the limit. Jake Bosche making his way back in. Rear waist lock from Scott Stanley. Bosche with a knee to the side of the head of Philly Collins to keep it 1-on-2. Oh, almost a trouble in paradise kick right there. Hooks both legs, counted 2. Tornado style kick from Jake Bosche into the German suplex, 2 3/4. They're inching ever closer to their first reign with the gold. Can you imagine in your rookie year if you win one of the most coveted tag team titles in all of wrestling right now? Philly Collins caught Jake Bosche. Oh, sent him across the guardrail from behind. Marino Tenaglia got the boot up. And now Marino calling on Philly C. Scott Stanley up to the shoulders. Torture rack position from Marino. Torture rack neck breaker. Now Philly C with Scott Stanley on his shoulders. Oh, into a backstabber and a bit of a lumbar check, actually. Marino T's gonna fly. He takes Jake Bosche back up onto the ramp, counted 2, and 9/10. Oh, Scott Stanley survived. And look at the look on the face of Marino Tenaglia. I think his eyes just bugged out. Marino Tenaglia having a word with Philly Collins after Scott Stanley kicked out, and now Philly C. Jab into the knife edge chop. He measured Scott Stanley and laid it on him right there. Off the ropes. Philly able to slide out underneath, but that leaves Scott Stanley alone in the ring. He'll dive to the floor. Oh, he got caught. He got caught in a bad spot. But watch out, Jake Bosche from the other side. Where in the world did he come from? He came flying along that entrance ramp. Front flip dive onto PME. And now the challengers, an opportunity. Oh, Philly C out of the way. Jake Bosche caught on the way in, stacked up with Scott Stanley in the corner. You know what PME wants? They want to isolate somebody and hit Sunset Dreams. That's not the way to do it. Boot from Scott Stanley. Philly C called Marino in. Jake Bosche gets the boots up to avoid that. Philly C again. Go behind. Bosche rolls him through. Scott Stanley's going to step up into a DDT. Oh, you talk about tag team excellence. We're seeing it right here. Tag in. Here comes Jake Bosche. What's Jake Bosche got in mind? Philly C is in big trouble. New guys will spin Philly C. There's that powerbomb neckbreaker. We're gonna have new champions. New champions. Oh, Marino broke it up on 2 9/10. Oh, it was over right there. It was over right there. The new guys got exactly what they were looking for. Scott Stanley spins Marino to the floor. Oh, Marino's gonna trip him down. Stanley stayed too close to the ropes. Oh, Marino T just posted Scott Stanley. Jake Bosche gonna charge. Oh, we saw earlier on, Jake Bosche got sent into the guardrail by Philly C. Oh, Bosche, axe kick. Slingshot, outside in. Philly holding on. Marino, he's got the arm from the outside. That is not how I saw that going down. By any means necessary to hold on to the gold. And it's a bit of a quick escape for Marino Tenaglia and Philly Collins. And there you see the mind of Marino. He posted Scott Stanley on the outside and then grabbed a hold of the arm of his tag team partner, Philly C, to secure the titles. Defense number 7 in this reign, number 10 overall, but how about the fight the new guys put on?